Another very important concept of R is factors. This particular concept used in many complex research also. Factor is nothing but it will represent the categorical data. It can be ordered data or unordered data, that is called nominal data. Order data means we are having order like 1, 2, 3 or good, better, best or low, medium, high, just written over here. And nominal data means there is no, you can say, order in the data. Let's say, for example, we are having category. Let's say we are having some data of Maharashtra population and city wise data we want, so that city will be the category of the particular that data in the whole data. So this city column is having some category, and this particular category we can find out through this factor data. Okay, through this factor function. Okay, so let's take one example and we will understand these things very easily. Now suppose we are having some data in vector like low, high, medium, high, low, for example. Okay, and this particular vector variable name is status. Okay, now suppose I want a category from this data. Now this data is very small, but in real world data are very big. Okay, you just think about the population of India and you just come to know about the data size. Okay, so that way the column size will be very big in real world. So suppose we are having in real world this particular type of data. So there are so many times low, high, mediums are coming in the data. Okay, and we want to find out the total number of category, total number of unique value in the particular column. Okay, so in that case we will use factor function. Okay, now there are 3 parameters of factor function, but only one parameter is compulsory, other 2 parameters are you can say optional. Okay, so this factor function is having the first parameter is status. Status is what? Your data. Okay, this particular vector. So vector data is your first data input, is your first parameter for factor function. Second one is ordered is equal to true. It means we are just giving the information to this function that given data is ordered data or not. If the data is not ordered data, we are having nominal data, then we require to write ordered is equal to false. And then after levels. Okay, now we don't know currently levels. If my data is too big and I don't know which are all levels are there, then these are optional. Okay, it will come automatically. So levels is equal to low, medium and high. These are the 3 unique value in this particular vector array. Okay, so that way this will give you factor data, or you can say category of this particular column. Okay, so now if we write X, then it will give, so first of all the data, and then the levels where your low is the minimum value, then medium and then high. Okay, so levels argument is used to set the order of the level, and the first level is always baseline level. Okay, so that way. Okay, so now we will do one example so that we come to know how we can use this factor in real world. Okay, so consider one problem. We have a vector of type of the nationality of student and a vector of their marks. So here we are having 2 vectors, vector of nationality of the student and vector of marks. Okay, and I just want to find out the average score per nationality. Okay, so now these are the data suppose we are having. Okay, data is what? Suppose these are my data. Okay, Indian, Chinese, Indian, Russian. So these are the data, and along with this data corresponding their marks are there. Okay, out of 10, Indian 6, Chinese 8, Indian 7. So some student nationality Indian having marks 6, some student nationality Chinese marks 8, and so on. So that way we are having this data. And if we talk about the factor from this data, then the unique value will be Indian, Chinese, and Russian. Now all we require to see this, this is not ordinal data, this is nominal data. Okay, that data is not in the order format. There is no order in this data, right? Okay, so now we want to solve the problem. The problem is what? Problem, find the average score per nationality. Average score per nationality means Indian average marks, Chinese average marks, and Russian. Okay, so this we want to find out. So now first of all we require to create two vectors. First is nationality vector, where we are having all this data, and corresponding marks vector is also there, having this marks. And then after we have applied factor function on this nationality data. So factor function, what it will do, it will create the category or levels, and the levels are what? Chinese, Indian, and Russian. Clear? As per given data. So these are the only three unique value we are having in the vector, right? So that way we are getting this three different values or levels from this factor. Okay, now again my aim is what? I require to find out the average marks. So now we will use one function called T apply. Now what this T apply will do? T apply is having three parameter. One is marks, factor, and mean, right? Now mean is what? Function. Fact is what? Factor we have already calculated over here. Okay, this is what the fact is. So a fact is having whole data also, पूरा डेटा है उसके पास nationality का, plus levels भी है. Clear? So all data is with fact. Marks is another this particular vector list. Okay, so that way we are having this function. First of all data जिसके ऊपर हमें function apply करना है, category जिसके base पे function apply करना है, and the function name. So these are the three parameter we require to use under this T apply function. And what result we will get through this? So here is the result. Okay, we are having this two vector, marks and nationality. Based on that we have applied this particular function mean on this category marks, and we are getting this result. See this result. Now how it will calculate the result? First of all we required average or mean based on the first category is Chinese और उसके marks. तो Chinese कितनी बार है? 2 times 8 and 9. So the average of 8 and 9 is 8.5. Then after second category is Indian. So for second category Indian, it will again apply this function mean on the data marks. So 6, 7 and 8. 6, 7, 8 average is 7. And the same way for Russia. Okay, so this way this T apply will calculate the function based on category on real data. Okay, same way if we want to do sum of the marks, that is also possible. So this way we will get the sum of the marks. Clear everyone? So this way we can calculate and use factor in real world. Okay, now if we want to check the levels of the given factor, okay, then levels functions is there. Levels fact will give you the level Chinese, Indian, Russian, and we are having another function called table. Now how this table is different from level? This table will give the occurrence of this category in the given data. Okay, so now how many times Chinese comes in the data? 2 times, Indian 3 times, Russian 1 time. So that way we can get the count also of each category in the given data. Clear everyone? So this way we can use factors. So This is what we have learned today. The very, very important concept called factor. So thank you everyone.